Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy holiday. Back by popular demand. Some people really like it so much that I'm going to slam down my show opening, my intro twice. But question, are you a winner or a whiner? Choice is yours. We'll talk about it. Gonna do it again. Popular demand. Don't you wish that tune could go on like another 5 minutes? I know I could. Good morning. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. Hopefully, sanity, hopefully, time, hopefully, effort, hopefully, energy. We talk about various subjects, but at the end of the day, it's all about saving and usually saving money. Just saying, just saying. Just is a weekday going on with this, even though it's a holiday. Going to start with the comments. Get my trusty glasses. Okay. Good morning, Doug. Doug saying good morning to everyone. Good morning, Michigan lady. How are you? Interaction. Doug asks, hey there, Michigan lady. Are you freezing as much as I am? Oh, is it cold by you guys? Oy. Good morning, Vicky. How are you today? Vicky says, brrr. Doug says, my water pipes are frozen and it's about 5 below. Wind chill factor here in Texas. Yes, I'm whining. And you want to know something? The truth be told, whiners versus winners. I think all of us at times in our lives are whiners in honesty. Who has never whined? I mean, that's kind of like a lie. I've done it. Who's been a winner? At times, all of us, right? But tell the truth, which is the easier way to be. Sometimes whining gets us actually nowhere. Sometimes excessive whining chases away our friends and family. That's never good. Sometimes whining is just a waste of time, effort, energy, and gives you aggravation. Remember the story from yesterday, from the book that I read, the sequel to Chicken Soup for the Soul, remember? And I read about the cowboy. You have to go back to yesterday's show to understand what I'm referring to. But for those who viewed it, you know precisely what I'm saying. The character, the cowboy, if you will, it was a true story, by the way, from what I read. That person never whined. He stayed focused on one thing and one thing only: success. And Michigan lady confirms it is freezing here. Yeah, we're not expecting some great weather here. Got to have a sip. Hey, raise your cups of coffee or tea in cheer. Yay. Very, very good. I fell in love with a not so good thing inside of my coffee. It's it's a sugar-free chocolate coffee creamer. I'm not a fan for health reasons of sugar-free things because of chemicals, but I tried this thing and I thought I'd give it away and I fell in love with it. So I'm not going to give it away, but I'm not going to get it again. Why? Because it's too good. It's too good. It's a naughty thing to drink and it's too good. So there. Okay. Vicky, I want to always be a winner. Yes, yes, that's how we're going to start our day, start our week. You're ready to win a volcano right about now. There you go. Okay, now having that winning mindset, we're going to talk about setting up a home office because these days, many people, whether they even liked it or not, were kind of sort of forced to work from home, right? So they had to change their life a little bit and set up a home office. But these tips are tried and true for in general, in general. So therefore, here's some quick tips, do's and don'ts. Okay, in my opinion, do invest in a comfortable chair. The chair I'm sitting in is old and beat up. Okay, it is, but it's comfortable. It works for me. Do you have a comfortable chair that is good on your back? You don't feel like pains and achy if you sit in it for an hour? That's the one that you want. It doesn't have to cost you a fortune. You may already have it. Therefore, you don't have to purchase it. Okay. Okay. Do invest in a comfortable chair, but don't if your existing comfortable chair suffices. Okay. Make sure that you have a strong Wi-Fi or internet connection. Let's face it, most of the things we do are done where? Online. If I didn't have a decent or strong connection, this broadcast wouldn't be occurring right now. Just saying, just saying. Good morning, Steve. How are you? Steve says good morning to everyone, and he's in Florida trying to stay warm. Okay. And Doug saying hello back. So this is really important. Make sure that you have a strong Wi-Fi, good internet connection speed, especially if you're a person who mainly works from home online. Now, if you're a crafter, for example, or if you crochet things or whatever, do you really need the strongest online presence as far as your speed, internet speed? I don't know. That's up to you. You have to determine. But actually, I do believe eventually it's a good investment because you want to get the word out there, right? Gone are the days where you're going to stick flyers in car windows. I think that's gone today. Not saying that some folks still don't do it. But back in the day, there was no choice. Now we have choices. Okay. Do have an ample tabletop. Right now, you're sitting still on a cardboard box with the table mate. Yes, I made that little desk type area, but as it turns out, it's really not good enough for me. I'm keeping it. I'm going to put other things on top of it. It wasn't a waste, whatever. However, for my needs, you have to work with what's good for your office needs. For my needs, I need wider space for my equipment, a camera setup and all that, the ring light, all that and all this, which I'm still waiting for coming this week at some point to be delivered. And what I ordered was not a desk. It's actually a table, a folding table, but the kind not with the crease on top. This has like a very strong, like plastic top. And I got mine for a really good price, below $50. Its regular price was like $85. And I got it free shipping. So as far as I'm concerned, I did bag a deal. I will always try to bag the deal. First, I'll try not to do it. But then if all else fails, if it's not good enough, you have to be very comfortable with what you're working with. That all depends on your situation. All of this depends on your situation. Okay, so do have ample tabletop or desktop workspace. Do not spend mega bucks for that, however. And then I mentioned that I did end up ordering it. I really did get a good deal. So the free shipping was a godsend. Okay, next, about the comfortable chair type thing. Now, okay, so I'm glad you're getting a comfortable chair or you have one, but do consider if you are sitting for prolonged periods of time, because that's never healthy. We all should move around whenever possible, some way or another. Do consider buying a standing desk extender. Now, you know those sit and stand desks that are popular these days? They can be costly, but here's a way to, minimize your cost and still get the same benefit. And in my opinion, you're actually getting more bang for your buck if you consider buying a standing desk extender before investing in a more expensive standing desk. These desk extenders can adjust to your height. Plus, you could turn any table or desk into a standing desk, which means you can office anywhere. You could take that thing with you, okay? The same goes for my folding table. Let's say I'm going away somewhere and I will not have a desk big enough at that, let's say, hotel room, for example, for an extended period of time. I could take that thing with me if I want. It has a handle. It's lightweight. Just saying, just saying. So those are great routes to go. Now, if you can't afford that, then by all means, exercise common sense. Do not remain sitting in the same position for hours on end. It's not good on your eyes. It's not good on your body, your circulation, etc. Get up intermittently. I suggest probably twice an hour. Twice an hour. There's nothing that cannot wait for 1 or 2 minutes for your health to stand up, circulate, move around, whatever, get your drink of water, whatever, step away. it's a good mental break too. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I just remembered something, by the way. Speaking of mental break for you guys, but also an important message, and I'll be right back.
Hey, as you know, this is Jen because you're watching me live, but you're also watching this video clip. What am I doing? I'm reminding you to be so kind to please give the thumbs up to this video because YouTube really appreciates it. And if you're liking what you see, please give the thumbs up. And I also would like to thank you in advance for sharing this video. That's a very, very helpful thing for whomever may be interested in such subjects. I thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. So, getting back to this, if it's not in your budget to get the extender, just use your common sense and get up and walk around every so often as you deem fit. Sometimes we forget. We get engrossed in a project. We start reading, or the phone doesn't stop. If you have your phone that you can walk around with, do it. You'll be surprised. You'll feel better too, mentally too. Okay. Do bring in some outdoor elements like plants or flowers. They could be fake flowers, even if it looks like a flower, whatever you can afford, or even like your favorite rock collection, which sounds crazy, or pictures of the outside or whatever. And if you have nice windows in your room, hey, utilize them. You have to bring in a little bit of that natural light and that outdoors feel so you don't feel confined because that's never, making for a good mental outlook while you're working. Just saying, just saying. Regarding your office space, choose workspaces according to your needs. What might work for me may not suffice for you. What may be what I would consider extravagant for me may be perfect for you and your needs. When you create your home office, you have to ask yourself, am I going to have clients come in? Do I need extra furniture? All these things need to be taken into consideration. But I can assure you of this tip: start out small. We'll talk more about that later. So, regarding your office space, choose workplaces or spaces according to your needs. A crafter's workspace is far different from a travel agent's workspace, right? Next, do invest in a push pin board. You know those cork boards where you have a push pin and you stick your little memo notes? Those are great. You'd be amazed. Those are great places for like when you can't figure out right away where to put an important document and you just want it not lost on your desk or fall on the floor. Immediately pin it up. Just do it. Just pin it up. Old-fashioned things still work. Another thing, make sure that you have plenty of pens, paper for printing, um, trusty notebooks, okay, and a physical day planner, a large one. The small ones are great for carrying, but the larger ones are great for your desk. Why still with that, even with all this technology? Because sometimes technology fails. Sometimes your computer doesn't work or whatever, or the power goes out. You may need important contacts or whatever. You have it always in your hand. Trusty notebooks, batteries never die and never need changing. Never need batteries. Okay, shelving is a lifesaver, okay? And it does not have to be expensive. Shelving does not have to be expensive. You could get those utility stacking shelves, no tools, no assembly, assembly, but no tools required. Anyone could do it in a few minutes, and they're not expensive. Just go online, look for them in those big box stores. You could get them really for a reasonable price, and it's very, very helpful. Also, in addition to that, go to the Dollar Tree and pick up some of those little bins to segregate little things. You know, those little things that always get in the way, but you need to put them somewhere. The little things. Those little things are always the things that cause me grief. I don't know about you. But anyway, the best tip of all, of course, is to start small. Do not go for the goal until you can earn that goal, and then you can reinvest it in your business. Now, this is a special note to YouTubers, okay? Do not invest in expensive gear until you are sure that you will continue on your journey. I feel sad for some people that had great intentions to, remain on YouTube and everything, they forked out a lot of money on expensive camera gear, and it just wasn't for them. YouTubing just wasn't for them. Let me get my coffee. Have another sip. Damn, that's too good. Did I just say that? Darn, that's too good. Anyway, be back in a minute.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. Welcome, 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 new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, veteran subscribers. Hey, and if you're here for the very, very first time, hope you're not here as a hit and run. Stick around and subscribe. This channel uploads practically every day and guaranteed Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at this time. I am on live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:15 a.m. So come on over and stick around.
Okay, so Doug says he did the thumbs up before even coming on. Doug says, has everyone gone back to sleep? Well, that's nice. Thank you very much for that compliment, Doug. I appreciate it. Doug says, you may have just said the most important thing of the video, Chad. Thank you, Doug. I know that you're not asleep. A friend of mine keeps saying he falls asleep when he watches me, but I will take that as a compliment because he's familiar with my voice and I put him to sleep. So I don't know. Anyway, just saying. So have plenty of pens, papers for painting, and a few trusty notebooks. And I am literally lost with it. I am literally like totally lost when I don't have this. I must have a lifetime supply of these. Just saying. Okay. So start small. And special note to YouTubers, absolutely. I really do feel sorry for anyone that starts a business and they feel they have to buy the expensive desks, the expensive chairs. Start small, okay? As your business grows, you can always get the office furniture to your liking much better. And then there are a couple of reasons why you should do that. One is that you're going to keep the receipts and you're going to indicate it as a business expense on your following year's taxes, right? Good morning, Lucy M. How are you today? Doug, I asked that because nobody's saying anything besides you, Jan, which isn't a bad thing, but I'm just saying. No, that's okay, Doug, because actually I want everybody to enjoy what I'm talking about. They don't have to comment at all. Of course, keep your workspace, your office space clean and tidy. Nothing's worse than, you wake up the next day and you go to work in your own space and it looks like the mess. It's just like people that leave dishes in their sink, dirty dishes overnight. Yuck. What a way to start the day. You walk up to your kitchen sink and what do you see? A stack full of dirty dishes. Ew. I don't know about you, but that would bother me. That is a mind-boggling way to start the day. I like looking at an empty table, no dishes in the sink. I don't want to be overwhelmed, When I get up in the morning, I want to just don't want to be overwhelmed. The way I could focus, the way I could do my shows, not worry about dirty dishes in the sink. I'm just saying. So, of course, keep your workspace clean and tidy. Let's say you work for an outside employer and always straightened out your desk. Think about this. If you worked outside for someone else, right? Let's say your hours were 9 to 5, right? You went home at 5. Usually about 10 minutes to 5, you start the old straightening out routine. Well, I know I did. Nobody had to tell me. Straighten out my desk because that's a reflection of you as a worker. And also, when you come back the next day, you want to see it in dismay. Hello, it's like the dirty dishes thing. So if you were able to do that for an outsider, an outside employer, why can't you do that for yourself? Don't you count? Of course you do. So there. Living in the moment. I mean, Vicky, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Doug says, he's a bachelor. Dishes don't bother you, especially with frozen pipes. Listen, I'm sorry about the frozen pipes. That is no joke. That is so not fun. Okay. So let's talk about work from home distractions, okay? But just a reminder for those that showed up late.
Hey, as you know, this is Jan because you're watching me live, but you're also watching this video clip. What am I doing? I'm reminding you to be so kind to please give the thumbs up to this video because YouTube really appreciates it. And if you're liking what you see, please give the thumbs up. And I also would like to thank you in advance for sharing this video. That's a very, very helpful thing for whomever may be interested in such subjects. I thank you very much.
Good morning, Peter. How you doing today? Okay, so now let's talk about work from home distraction. Peter, I know you just jumped in. You want to know what it's about. We're talking about how to office at home. Okay. And if you want, you could always go back to the beginning. Not now, of course, later. Get into the mindset that you mean business, okay? And stay focused on your task. This is a tough call if you have tons of outside interruptions and distractions. For whatever the reason, and I don't know the reason, I really don't. A lot of people do not take it seriously when you say to them, well, I work from home. So instead of that, say, I'm self employed. Because even if you are a YouTuber, guess what? You are in business. You are self employed. You do not work for YouTube. You do not work for Google AdSense. You are self employed. You are a private person who is self employed. You need to take your business seriously and any other business for that matter. Because if you don't show your friends and family that when you go off to your job, whether it's in your spare area in your home or apartment, that you are focusing on the task at hand, your business, they're not going to believe you. You have to come across to them. Okay, thank you now. I'll see you later. Goodbye. That means goodbye to personal phone calls and stuff like that, unless absolutely necessary, because those intrusions can throw you off so badly. You don't want to hear barking dogs or screaming kids in the background. If I'm speaking to someone in business and I hear all that in the background, I question the validity of that person's business. Do they take their own business seriously? Do they not recognize that the client's time is valuable? Do they not? Again, these are things people have to work on, and distractions are just not cool. Good morning, Becky Benson Bailey. How are you? No, you didn't miss it. That's okay, dear. Don't worry about typos. I make a billion of them a day. Ask Steve Young. Hey, Vicky. Oh, Doug, I so feel for you. Yeah, the pipes, right? The Lord has blessed me with a full basement under my house, so my pipes are doing good so far. But I've been where you are before. I had that happen to me. It is so not fun. Oh my gosh, please. I just don't like it. People interacting. Wonderful, wonderful. There you go. Peter says, it also shows if you can focus with destruction. Focus with destruction. Not sure what that means, but I'm sure it means something. You need to explain that one, the destruction one. Oh, you're talking about the pipe deal? Maybe. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So Doug says, thanks, Michigan lady and Vicky. Pray for me. I'm going to pray for you too. Around Thursday or Friday when we get back above freezing, that's when the real danger with the pipes. It's so not fun. You are in our prayers and anyone going through that right now. Okay. That's right. That's right. I hear you now. Perfect, Peter. Thank you for that. Peter says a focused person doesn't matter what's going on. That's true. Not always easy. It is something, though, that some people have to learn how to do. I don't think people are born that way. I think it's a learned thing, in my opinion. But it needs to be learned. Okay. Okay. Get into the mindset that you mean business. Stay focused on the task. This is a tough call if you have tons of outside interruptions and distractions. Plan ahead. That's right. Plan ahead to reduce this from happening. Do whatever you can. And by the way, you have to know ahead of time who's going to watch the kids while you're working. Are you going to be watching your kids while you're working for economical reasons? And that's not impossible to do. It is possible to do. You just need to work in between the quieter times when the kids are busy doing their own thing and they're nice and quiet, then you could focus. You have to like flip flop it. We've all been there and done that. Trust me. How many times have I worked at 9 o'clock at night, let's say when my daughter was asleep? Okay, when she was little. So, in addition to teaching and everything else that I did. All right. So, when there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? Peter says meditation helps to focus. I totally agree with you on that. Totally. So work in an area that you could close off your house noises, especially, now here's an especially if you are on a Zoom meeting, for example. Can you imagine being in a Zoom meeting, like a really important meeting, and then back and forth comes the distractions, the dog, the kids, the yelling people or whatever. It's very disruptive and it's highly embarrassing. So do whatever you can. It just doesn't come across professionally, in my opinion. So do what you can to work with what you have. Doug's an appreciation of all concern. Yeah, we're concerned. This is a great group. I really love this group of people. You guys rock. You guys truly rock. For real. Peter, it sounds like the song, the boys watch the girls and the girls watch the boys that watch the girls go by, singer Randy Williams. Ah, it's disruptive, Jam, but that's the funniest time. And of course, please take breaks. I mean, obviously, I mean, with all the work, naturally it stands to reason that you're going to decide to take a break. And here's the problem, it's a blessing and a problem. When you work for yourself, you could do crazy things like get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, like I did, and make cornbread. What? Yeah, that's what I did. I said, that's okay. This is my day. I am the CEO of me. I can make cornbread at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, did I make the very complicated one? No, of course not. I made the one with the recipe that I shared with you on a video, the easy one. Yum. It was really, really good. I had a little bit of that at 5:30. It was really, really good. But anyway, when you work for yourself, you can call the shots as far as the time and everything and all. But then again, when you work for yourself, you also have to remind yourself to stop when you have to stop, to take that break. Sometimes you just keep going and going and go. How many out there you work for yourself or you just don't know when to shut it off? You just don't know when to stop. You're always at your desk night and day. Honestly, be honest. Good morning, Ali Ramazani. I hope I'm saying your name properly. Ali Ramazani. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Olivia Wills. How are you? Greetings and salutations. Ah. Peter, see, Jan just tested you, distracted you. You moved off the subject. Peter, you're too much. Living in a moment, yum, cornbread and buttermilk. Okay. I mean, I just had to have cornbread. I mean, some things you just got to have. So, anyway, I agree. Vicky, he agrees with you, Vicky. Living in the moment, Vicky. Likes cornbread too. Doug, your back will tell you when to shut it off as far as working. Yeah, you have to listen to your body. Okay, you really, really do. Um, so you have to get into the mindset and free yourself of distraction. You have to take breaks. When you're working for someone else, they give you a pre-designated lunchtime. Have you ever kept working and working and working and before you know it's not just past lunchtime, but it's like an hour before dinner time and you recognize, gee, I forgot to eat. Not a great idea. Not a great idea because you're just going to physically feel it at some point. Even if you have to set a timer, whatever, get into the habit of when you need to stop, you stop. When you need to work, you stay focused. But as much as you're focused on working, you also need to know to draw that boundary line to stop and take a break. Okay? That's great. I'm glad you're doing well. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. You guys really, it's just too much, too much, too much. Um, okay, so be sure to separate. Now, this one's hard because I live in a small New York City apartment. People live in small spaces wherever, throughout the country, wherever. Be sure to separate work and living areas. This, of course, is not always possible. But if you can, by golly, do it. Go to a place where you have a door that you could close off the world from distraction. If you can do it, do it. Try not. Here's a try not to, okay? Try not to set up your office in the area where you sleep. Why is that? Because your mind is going to still associate that area with, oh, well, this is where I want to sleep. Would you take a cot to work with you in an outside office? Just saying as an example. No, you probably would not. Because this confuses the mindset by associating a place to sleep versus a workspace. I do know that sometimes that we do not have a choice. Of course, I know that. In that case, here's a great idea. If you have to keep your desk area, your little office area, in a wall in your bedroom, go for a little bit of money on this. This is worth the investment. Go for an inexpensive partition, a little partition to separate the rooms, a little room divider. Even if it's shelving, you could get those standalone shelving, get a couple of those and divide your room. It's like a mental demarcation, a boundary line mentally of space. That way, even when you're in bed, you don't want to look at your office and start thinking of your woes and troubles of the workday while you're trying to go to sleep. So do create some form of a boundary. You can do it. It is possible, and it's not that expensive. Next, use another computer for your work versus your personal computer. Yes, do that. I know it seems expensive, or even if it's just a phone versus your, work computer. Couple of reasons. One reason is you're going to write that thing off on your taxes, your work computer, your business equipment. Okay, so you're going to write that off on your taxes. So keep that in mind. Steve says, cornbread right out of the oven with a little butter. I wish, Steve, that I could have emailed you some of it. It came really, really good. What about garlic bread? I love garlic bread. I just haven't developed the taste for it early in the morning, though, but later on in the day. There you go. Okay, Peter Dell, that's why a few companies have plants in the workplace so calming. Exactly. Bring some of nature in, especially if you're confined to an indoor space too long. Let me see.
Hey, thank you so much for being here. Welcome, 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 new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, veteran subscribers. Hey, and if you're here for the very, very first time, hope you're not here as a hit and run. Stick around and subscribe. This channel uploads practically every day and guaranteed Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at this time. I am on live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:15 a.m. So come on over and stick around.
Going to take a little more coffee before I finish up with you. Darn that creamer. Sorry I bought it. It was too good. That was a mistake. Sorry about that. What I'm trying to do is get over back to the comments. Vicky was saying yes and clapping in agreement. Very, very good. This is really important, okay? As I mentioned with the, partition in the bedroom, boundary lines. That's a physical boundary line. But you also have to draw some mental boundary lines, like making sure you have a break, making sure you have your lunch, staying free from distraction. When you start your workday, you mean business. These are not things that you could hold in your hand. They're invisible. But add this to it. Draw boundary lines with time and maintain your office hours. Do designate office hours, specific hours, okay? If it's 9 to 5, it's 9 to 5. If it's 8 to 4, it's 8 to 4. If it's part-time, 6 to 9 p.m. But stick to your guns on that, okay? And when you're done, you are done. Just the same way that if you work for an outside employer, did anybody have to actually tell you to go home when it was time to go home? Did anybody have to beg you to shut the door? No. More than likely, just did it. Well, willingly too. Do the same thing. When you're home, okay, I did my job. That's all I could do for right now. There's not a thing more that I could do about this for this day. You go home, you transitionalize, do something to transitionalize, exercise, take a walk outside, call a personal friend, whatever, plan your dinner, whatever. But do put the office behind you, even if behind you is only 6 feet away. See, that's the one thing. I don't miss the commute. No, I don't. One thing about commuting going home, you get a little transitional time. But when you're commuting from your home office to your kitchen, you get zero transition time. You have to create that transitional time. It is very important to do that. But when you're done for the day, you're done for the day. And it looks like I am done for right now. I want to thank everybody for being here today. I really do appreciate you. Why? Because I really do appreciate your time. I appreciate your effort to be here. Some people might even be getting up a little bit earlier because of the show. Don't do that. You can watch me on replay. Remember that. But if you want to be here and you can, I love it. Thank you so much. Final comments? Doug says, hey, Steve, there's many ways to make many things. And yes, I made tons of cornbread from cornmeal. Oh, yeah, that's delicious. This other way that I do it is just the quickest way, and there's nothing wrong with it either way. Doug says, sorry, Vicky, I'm looking at the comments on a 5-inch screen, so they're very small. Oh, I know, I do that too. So listen, you're in good company. Let me tell you something. You being, I'm being broadcasting now on my tablet. Most of the time it's on this thing. I totally get it. I totally get it. Doug, they always used to ask me to do overtime all the time. Well, guess what? Well, now that you're your own boss, you do overtime when you want to. When you want to. There you go. No, thank you, Vicky, for being here. I really appreciate it. And everyone, listen, if we have channels, check each other's channels out. Needless to say, there are a bunch of people on here that have channels. Steve has a channel. Doug has a channel. Living in the Moment, Vicky has a channel. Let's all be kind to one another. Show each other's channels some love. By the way, before I forget, I better not forget this. Oh, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, me on the How Debbie Save show. 7 p.m. And I look forward to it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, going to be talking about saving money as usual, which is a good thing. Seems as if it's still a go for Sunday with Patty from the Life of Patty channel coming on my show with Money Mom. So head on over there. And in case you missed Steve in my chat, I was on Steve's show last Saturday. Watch it again on replay. Please share everybody's videos because there are great messages all of us have to offer. And I would like to talk further to any YouTuber, with a teensy-weensy channel that just started who would like to come on my show and I can interview you and get your word out there. Tap me on the shoulder. That's the reason I started the lives. But unfortunately, I don't see people willing to do that, which is really a shame because you could get your word out there. I'm offering you a way to get your word out there. So think about that. Don't be shy. It's only me. And we're just talking to just a couple of people. There you go. Wrapping this up. Doug, that's why I don't have a problem with the dishes in this thing. Spoken like a true bachelor. There you go. Thank you, Lucy, and thanks for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, that's fine, Doug. Yes, it is still a hobby. I get that. I totally get that. Mine was a hobby for a long time, too. But when I saw almost 2 years go by, I said, Janet, maybe it's time to turn this into a business. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate time. Don't forget to come back on Wednesday, 6:15 a.m. Please try to check out Debbie's show tomorrow, How Debbie Saves channel, 7 o'clock. I will be there. I look forward to seeing everybody again when? Real soon. Going to give you the outro and a wave. Keep learning, everybody. Every one of us needs to keep learning.